So, I'm going to talk about my first puppy love. Yeah, this guy was a tool. He was a red flag in every way that you can imagine. And it was more red flags than most guys I've ever gone out with. I mean, I've gone out with some tools, but he was a red flag walking. I was around 14, 15. He was around 18, 19. He was overage, but I was a young girl that I always liked older guys. So that for me was it was a plus that an older guy wanted to be around me. I confessed my love to him. He denied me. He said no because he was going out with someone. I was like, okay. Around when I was around 15, 16, after my sweet 16, it was 16 because after my sweet 16, he started to show interest in me, and I thought it was amazing. Like, this guy older than me, oh my god, like, I was so excited. So we start talking. He becomes my first, and after he becomes my first, it became a vicious cycle. We would do things, and then he would go and still have his girlfriends and do his things, but he wouldn't. It was not like they were in a committed relationship. Like, he was talking to girls while he was with me. I thought that was because we weren't official and they weren't official, so I didn't know what was going on. I'm gonna be very sincere. I was so naive. A girl from church, naive. Okay, I thought that was love, and it wasn't. So I remember at one time we used to live in this hill, and if you went all the way up the hill and you went down, there had like houses. So we went to go to the house, and we were like fooling around, whatever. And then we start walking down the hill, and then he walks before me. I'm walking back. I always walked in the back because I was a nobody for a lot of people, and I was used to it. So I'm walking down the hill, and then I look at him, and he's talking to one of the girls that lived in one of the houses. She was a pastor's daughter, and he was talking to her. And I had to go by, and she was like talking to me, saying hi to me and all that, and I'm like looking at them, and they're like, I guess they were starting, and I didn't know that. I really didn't know that they were going to start something. And I think that broke me, because I was like, how can this guy do this? I thought we were just together, and now he's talking to this girl minutes away, like 10 minutes after. I didn't expect that at all. So after that happened, I think that just made me like say, you know what, something's going on, and this is not right. So then I stopped talking to him for a while, and then he started looking for me again. I guess that didn't work out, so we started talking again. And I was going to in Puerto Rico, I was going for my GED because I was having issues going to school. That's a whole other story. So I'm doing my GED, and then I tell him, like, you should do your GED with me. We can do it together, and I can help you. He's like, okay. So he starts doing his GED with me. I buy all his materials for him to go to school, so he can go to get his GED. I help him with his homeworks. I'm doing everything to help him. And this whole time, I'm just his friend with benefits. I thought that we were heading to a relationship. He just saw it as that I'm going to take this girl, and I'm just going to use her because it's easy. It's normal. Red flags, again, all over. So I'm helping him. I'm paying for his gas to help him with his gas. I mean, this guy worked, but still, like, he's going out with girls without me knowing. Then he gets in a relationship with the pastor's wife, the pastor's daughter again, and then I am again put to the side. And then he starts treating me weird. He starts treating me bad, whatever. I remember one Valentine's. We were at one of my friends' houses in another city in Puerto Rico. and he brings me a flower, and I thought that was amazing because that was my first time getting a flower from him, and I was so excited. I was so excited. But the comments that this man would give about me was just enough to make you break your heart. After a certain amount of months, we had gone back together in our me being foolish again. And after like a month and a half, I started seeing like my period had not come down. I was getting sick. I didn't know what was happening. I really didn't know. I mean, I think I knew, but I didn't know. So, I go to him, and I'm like, I think I'm pregnant. I had taken a pregnancy test, it was positive. And I told him, and he was like, no, that's not mine. That's not mine. And I'm like, well, you're the only person I've been with. He's like, no, that's not mine. I'm like, okay. So one day I'm at church, I'm in the back room, I'm crying, I'm with my best friend, and I'm crying. And this one high-ranking man of the church comes in, and he's like, what's going on? And I'm like, no, I don't want to say anything. He's like, no, like, you need to say something. I'm okay, so I tell him everything. You know, that I had been with him, that I'm pregnant. That became my worst nightmare that you could ever imagine. After that, I was being treated weird in church. That weekend after I told him that, and I asked him very clearly, I'm like, please do not tell anybody, because I am not ready for anybody to know. I don't know what I'm going to do. So the next weekend, I'm supposed to be going to go sing. And I go to go sing, and I'm in the church. No, I'm not the church. I was going to an activity of this preacher in Puerto Rico. He was an Adventist preacher, and he wanted me to sing in his like week thing that he was doing, like a sermon kind of week, and he wanted me to sing for him. So I go to there, and I get out of the car, and I go in, and they say, we need to talk to you. I'm like, okay. It's my pastor and the preacher, and I don't know who else was it. I think it was the pastor's wife. I think it was something like that. And they're like, this person who I had talked to, they're like, they told us this, and because of this, you can't sing. You're in discipline. And I'm like, if I'm in discipline, what about the other person? They're like, no, they're not in discipline because, you know, their family is part of the church, and, you know, we can't do that to him, but you have to be in discipline because you're a woman and you should know better. I'm like, okay. So I have to sit in the back, and I have to sit there, and I have to see as everybody's singing, and I'm just sitting there. I'm like, that should be me up there. But it wasn't. I will be back for part 2.